Hi there, everyone. We are live on Facebook today with the Life Bulb crew, and we want to tell you not just about a fabulous challenge that we have coming up, but a past challenge and what it meant to our winner who won it and what it actually did. Because when you're living with a chronic illness, there are all sorts of unmet needs that you have that society really doesn't even know about. Yes, your insurance covers some things, and maybe your doctor is covering some things, but the truth and the reality of it is, you live with this chronic illness, you're living with a whole different world that nobody can understand, especially when you're living with an invisible illness. So I want to introduce my friend and colleague, Kinza, and I'm so excited to chat with you because I know that you won the challenge and you won it from a different perspective. It wasn't because you were diagnosed with the illness, but you came in at a different lens. So Kinza, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what the challenge was?
Yes, thank you so much, Anne Marie, for that beautiful introduction. And I'm really excited to talk about it. So I came in from exactly like you're saying, a different lens, a different perspective, and that's I'm a care partner to my mom, who was diagnosed in 2002 with multiple sclerosis. And the way that I tackled my project and my challenge was through the lens of communication. During my time as a care partner, which continues to be to this date, we noticed that because it's an invisible illness, there were a lot of things that my mom felt like she could not talk about to us. She felt like she was being a burden at all times for us. Things
Totally
got bad,
relatable.
right? And things got so bad, like in the sense that, there were times where she would not ask us to do the simplest of tasks because she felt like we were already taking care of so much, such as her medication, such as her doctor's visits. She had a scan every week. So what I developed was a communication device, which is an app and a physical device. And that allows for a low key way for people living with MS to communicate with their care partners. And in this case, specifically with the family members they trust the most, and the care partners with friends that they want to lean on the most. In a very, very easy lo-fi way. And so I worked on this, and I, was doing my research about innovation already existing in the market, and of course, companies as well as institutions that are sources that are, great sources on MS. And I found Lifebulb, and their challenge, which was sponsored with Denzel Gene, but now BMS, Bristol Myers Squibb, and applied. It was such a wonderful process, and I think that I was so excited the day that I got my finalist email saying that I had been chosen as a finalist. And
That's amazing.
yeah, and then the process was, and the process was so much fun from there.
Well, you must have made your mother very proud, I have to say. As a mother with MS, it's just a beautiful gift that you gave her. It came straight from your heart, and I'm sure she was extremely proud and grateful all at the same time.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and so I definitely want to talk about, some of the things that I did. So the challenge was over 2 days, and it was in New Jersey. And I got the chance to go out there and spend the first day meeting with the judges, meeting with people who were my co-finalists, and we had sessions. We had one-on-one sessions with the jury in which they got to know a little bit more about me and the product that I was going to pitch them with on day two, and of course the wonderful opportunity to network with my fellow finalists. And these were people from all over the country with companies and projects that are all the way from like concept to many millions in funding. And it was such a great opportunity to learn from them. And day two was exactly that. It was like a exciting rapid fire way of just looking through everybody's presentations, and the jury and the judges got to ask us questions right there on the spot. So it was wonderful. And then I want to say, like, of course, the exciting part was that I did, get announced as the winner. It was amazing, and it was great. And we actually had an honorable mention in there too for Jason De Silva, who did an amazing job at his platform. But I want to also talk about like all the relationships that followed through after the
Yes, I was
challenge.
just going to ask that.
Yeah, for sure. So, I would like to mention like one specific one. So, there were so many wonderful products that were in the challenge. One particular one was Therma Barrel. It was by Brad Dunn, and he actually, created vests for the regulation of temperature for that is felt by MS patients. So he was so kind. He followed up with me and my mom afterwards to the challenge, and he sent us some vests and
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, and so those were some of the so of course Brad's great, but then we also had like email follow-ups and exchanges with other finalists who have been keeping us in the loop with all the progress they've done on their companies and projects, and of course then my own. So it was wonderful.
Well, you just proved something. So it wasn't just about winning the challenge and putting forth your innovation. It was also making connections and hearing what other people have to offer. And, the thing of it is, I think is important is this, don't just think about MS, because I think there's other illnesses that mirror MS and kind of, they kind of have the same kind of symptoms. You
Yeah.
might have an innovation or something that could help the MS community, and it's really not in the MS space. It might be something in the Lyme disease space or lupus. I don't know. I'm just throwing those out there, but I think the point is that don't think it as one road, because I think we divert, especially when the symptoms are so similar.
Completely agree. And honestly, like, I can think of like just as I mentioned, Jason's whose platform is really about it's about listing all the places that are accessible for people who need accessibility in order to access the place, the physical space, such as like ramps and to restaurants, etc. Another one was Dance for Healing, which allowed to more movement, which encouraged movement within MS patients, and so like a more organized way of incorporating exercise into your everyday life. So I completely agree with you. It could be, and honestly, as and Marie, I'm sure you know that there are so many other aspects than just the drug and the the treatment plan. Of course, they are the main goal, but there's mental health involved, and then there's community involved, and communication involved, and exercise involved. So like you just said, it's not one main road. It's like all these different solutions that contribute to the whole of making people of making the lives with living with MS with people better. So
Yeah.
I'm completely agree with you.
So I'll let you in on a little secret. I
Mm-hmm.
myself have MS, as I said, and I did a video this weekend about basically what you just said. When you live with multiple sclerosis, there is a lot of nutrition that needs to be played into this. Exercise, your mental space. If your mind is overworked and if you're stressed, it's going to your nervous system's going to react to that, which is then going to give you a higher flare up. Your temperature control, staying cold, staying hot. And I hate to say it, but your bowels too, there's problems there. So
Right.
there's honestly a very long list of issues, and it's not just, what you see on paper. And if we could better ourselves in some of those aspects, honestly, with the smallest innovation, I think you could really make a change. I'll tell you, my girlfriend, as strange as it may seem, my best friend from childhood has MS as well. And she just was the winner of a wheelchair that she can ride on terrain, and now she can go for hikes, and it has changed her mental being so immensely. You wouldn't think that such a, I don't want to say small tool because it's quite large, but such a small thing could really change her perspective. She can get outside and she can go for a hike with her husband now and see nature the way that she loves, and it does help her mental being. So I think any innovation that you think could make a difference could really make a big impact. And why not? Everyone must know someone, right?
Oh, I completely agree. And I think that in the whole, like, we might be, making or creating this innovation from the lens of like helping, maybe the person who has it or something. But honestly, if the person is doing good, if the person living with MS is doing good, then everybody around them is doing good. Because if there's one thing that we know is that it is a family disease. It becomes and it affects those people around that person who's going through this tough time, and it because it is invisible, every single innovation becomes a part of like the advocacy piece, like that this is not a thing, it's not a wound that's going to heal and it's in front of everybody, but it is definitely something that that person with MS needs everybody's help in advocating for themselves, and through their voice as well. So I completely agree.
And if mama ain't happy, ain't no one happy.
No, no, definitely not.
But it is true,
Definitely not.
Kinza. I mean, when you're going through a diagnosis of any chronic illness, any illness in general, you're not the only one going through it. Your family is as well. And if we can do something to help balance that patient, their care partners will absolutely have it easier. Maybe a couple weeks or a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Did
but
you want to add anything else before we end our little chat? Was there anything
oh,
that you could think of that you think is important for people to know about this next challenge we have coming up? Actually, maybe we should just talk about the next challenge coming up really, really quick.
yeah. Yes, definitely. I think that one thing I absolutely want to encourage people to do is don't even think about like if you know your tagline says this is for MS. Not true, as we were just saying. This is very broad in the sense that there are so many pieces that go into MS care that you don't even know, but your innovation might be hitting it. So definitely, please apply. The deadlines are in December 9th of this year, of course, and it is going to be a wonderful to experience virtual. But definitely please apply. And if you have any questions about even applying, or if you know you might qualify for applying, just reach out to us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we put the link right in there to make the application process even easier, and some information about us partnering with Bristol Myers Squibb and how we are going to pick some winners eventually once we get our finalists down. And you do have the chance of winning $25,000, which is pretty incredible. And if it can help your product grow, it can help our community thrive. And I think that is super amazing. And I'm so proud to be part of this and to see this through. So
Me too.
I wish everyone an amazing Thanksgiving, regardless of any situations that you're in right now. Try to find a little bit of beauty in the day and in the week, and I'm sure it's there. We just need to maybe look a little harder of late. So Kinza and I will be looking at all those applications that are coming in, because we can't wait to see what you guys have to offer.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And thank you, Anne Marie.